Out of Europe, out of the race for top four, almost out of time for Erik ten Hag. Manchester United have failed to string results together this season. They look disjointed and now disbanded. After recent losses, increasing pressure has come on ten Hag with no style of play recognisable, and now looks likely he has lost the dressing room. It goes without saying there are many bad apples in the orchard of Old Trafford, and they need to get booted out of the club and take responsibility for this catastrophe. However, with Jim Ratcliffe's takeover imminent, there is still hope ten Hag can turn it around. If he is to do so, he needs signings. Here are four that can save his job. Hi guys, this is Rob from the Football Forecast, and we're going to begin in defence. The right back position is one that needs to be addressed, and Jeremy Frimpong is the ideal candidate. The 23-year-old Dutchman started his career with crosstown rival City before making a name for himself at Celtic. After winning the domestic treble, Frimpong was snatched up by Bayer Leverkusen, and it is here where he excelled. Named in the Bundesliga team of the season last year, Xabi Alonso has revolutionised his game to make him one of the most sought-after fullbacks in Europe. Operating primarily as a right wing-back, Alonso has given him the licence to roam forward using his speed and exceptional dribbling skills to test defences and chip in with goals and assists. His defensive work is equally as impressive, being able to close off space for wingers and recover quickly when he gets forward. At 23, he will only get better and better. He is just what Ten Hag needs, as he will provide an upgrade on Wan-Bissaka and Dalot, being a hybrid of both but with more to offer. Dalot is simply not good enough. He gets found out defensively and is overrated going forward, very rarely contributing to goals. Wan-Bissaka is a good option to have as a number 2, as there are a few better in 1v1 positions. Frimpong will be available for around €45 million, and with Ten Hag's love of Dutch players, this will go a long way to keeping him in his job. It is no secret that Manchester United are desperately short at centre-back. Given Martinez's long-term injury, it is arguably the most urgent area in the team to fix. Jean-Claire Todibo is the man to fix Manchester United's defence. Todibo is a French international who will just have turned 24 by January. He has experienced different leagues in Europe already, but it is at Nice where he has risen to stardom. He is a key player for the French outfit, displaying outstanding ball-carrying skills, which is key to Ten Hag's philosophy of playing out from the back, and he's been comfortable in doing so. Tackling is a huge part of his game, and this would certainly help United, as he would bring tenacity that they lack at present, as well as being difficult to go past, particularly on the outside. His progressive style of play would be invaluable to Ten Hag, as he is known for closing the space between defence and midfield, stepping out and sensing danger. United are in crisis with this, as they look wide open in every game. At his age, he is likely yet to reach his peak for another couple of years. It can be argued 3 of United's 4 centre-backs will leave in the summer. Maguire, although he has done well recently, is simply not a Manchester United player, nor is Lindelof capable of being consistent. Varane will likely leave, as his injuries have plagued his career at United, and the bust-up on Ten Hag is virtually confirmed now. And at only $45 million, it would be an easy deal to do, as Jim Ratcliffe owns Nice and would sign off on this to give Ten Hag a decent chance at improving. If Ten Hag is to lose his job, it will be central midfield that will cost him. There is an abundance of talents across Europe, but it is the Portuguese starlet João Neves who should be signed as an out-and-out defensive midfielder. This admittedly would be a risk, but at 19 years old, he already has 3 caps for the national team and has been highly praised by fellow countrymen and captain Bruno Fernandes. Known for his bravery and composure, Neves is mature for his age. Already a starter at Benfica, he retains possession very well, which is where United struggle, and is comfortable in tight positions. His agility is a big attribute. While standing at only 5'9", his low centre of gravity makes it challenging for players to contain him, while also making him very good at tackling. Surprisingly, for a small player, he ranks very high in aerial battles won in Portugal, which would help United's soft midfield. His mentality is constantly spoken about, and United would benefit from a leader in midfield consisting of a moaning captain. Neves looks the real deal and would certainly be an upgrade on McTominay and Van de Beek, who simply should not be at the club. McTominay is reckless in midfield and will cost Ten Hag his job if he continues to play him. Casemiro will provide as a good teacher for Neves, who can learn from the Brazilian as he settles into new life in a new league. He won't come cheap, as Benfica are renowned for making a profit on young talent. Reportedly, his release cost is €120 million. He would need time to bed in with Casemiro playing in every other game, but the thought of him and Meno as a 6 and 8 for the next 10 years is exactly what Ten Hag should be looking for. For years and under several managers, the striker position has been an issue for Manchester United. Martial is still at the club, but the Frenchman has not lived up to the early hype. He has a dreadful history with injuries, but even worse, his attitude on the pitch has been a worry, as he constantly looks disinterested and unwilling to work for the team. Ivan Toney can fill this void. He is Premier League proven and will be back from suspension in January. He played most of his career in the lower leagues before Brentford took a punt on him 3 years ago. He helped lead them to the Premier League and has been dynamic ever since. He scored an impressive 20 goals in the league last season and is said to be on the wish list of many big clubs until his betting scandal. Nevertheless, Arsenal have shown interest and United would need to act quick to make sure they avoid a bidding war. His exact price is not confirmed, but it is said he could go for anything up to £80 million. Would he suit Ten Hag? Tony isn't what people would consider a typical Ten Hag player, but at this point he has to adapt to the league he's in. Tony is a direct striker who operates mostly in the box. He has good link-up play, particularly with his wingers, which is an area Highland is still struggling in. Although not blessed with electric speed, he is very good at holding up the ball and his finishing is what makes him this sought after. He is a lethal finisher and has drawn comparisons to Harry Kane in that regard. His penalty routine rarely goes wrong and he has proven he can score goals against the top teams. Ten Hag is on the brink of a proven striker like Tony to help the pressure off Highland, who could be his saving grace. These 4 players will help Ten Hag regain some credibility in his team. It looks like outgoings will have to be made for incomings, but after the season Ten Hag has had, this is urgent. United are miles behind the best teams in Europe. After failing to get out of a somewhat easy Champions League group, the tables have turned on Ten Hag, with potential new managers being spoken about. Ten Hag is a good manager with a bad dressing room and a lot of injuries. We all know football is a business of results, so these signings will help the balance of the team and provide an immediate impact that will buy Ten Hag the time he needs to finally be able to play attractive football. The glitz and glamour at United hasn't worked. It's time for a change, and hopefully that will be in the squad and not the manager. Please like, share and subscribe if you like this content.